Hello!
Hello!
In this week's video, we realised we've had our van for 2 full seasons.
Wow, 2 seasons of motorhoming fun.
So we thought it's about time we gave you a full, honest owner's review of the Auto Trail Adventure 65 after 2 full seasons, including
The good.
the bad,
And the ugly. Okay, so we're going to talk about the good, the bad and the ugly, and that is not me and a Mollie, and I'm not even going to say which of those we are. I'll let you decide, but don't put it in the comments, please.
Yeah, or feel free. yeah.
No, I'm easily offended.
I just think the ones I don't like. So yeah, we thought if you've hopefully if you've watched our first review of the van when we first got it, or after we'd had it recently, you can see that. And if you're still watching our channel, thank you very much. First of all,
Thanks for sticking with us.
yeah, we just hit 1,000 subscribers, so we don't know what that means, but apparently we can now monetize our channel from YouTube. So we're going to start looking at that and seeing what comes from there.
So I'm pretty sure I can retire from work soon. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's over like 10 million you need or something to have lots of money. I'm not quite sure. We got 1,000, so we're partway there.
Okay, 10 million's the next challenge.
But yeah, so thank you very much indeed for subscribing to our channel, especially the recent subscribers who've taken us over the 1,000, and everybody who's been with us since day one. Really appreciate it. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel, and we'll hopefully bring you more interesting reviews and updates on other vans very soon. So we're going to start with the good, bad and the ugly, but we're going to do it in reverse order because everyone loves a bit of drama. So we're going to start with the ugly. The
ugly is what?
The ugly is things that have gone wrong with the van since we've had it.
Okay.
So things that have failed, that have gone wrong. Then we'll go on to the bad, and the bad are things that we don't like about the van.
Okay.
And then finally we'll go through the good, the things that we love about the van and things that reinforce the reasons why we bought it.
Put that at the end, we'll be here all day.
And then we'll do a summary at the end to give you our rating after 2 seasons of full use. So stay tuned, and we'll now start with the ugly. Okay, so staying true to form, the ugly, shall I start with that? We've had 4 issues with the van since we've had it, or 4 things that we thought were issues that perhaps weren't.
That's not so bad really, is it? I don't think.
In 2 years, no, really impressed.
And they
to be
weren't
honest,
anything major, were they?
we haven't explained them yet.
Okay.
But we will now explain them, and then people can decide if they're major or not. We're just here to
Fair
deliver the information.
Fair point.
So the first one was one of the blinds failed in the rear. We were quite fortunate. The blind failed probably about a month before it was due to go in for its first hab check. So we just booked it in when it came in for its hab check, and we asked them to do it and look at it under warranty. And it was done and repaired and just literally adjusted. So it wouldn't go up properly or go back down. It was like kind of stuck. So that was done under warranty. So that was the only thing.
So it didn't stop us using the blinds, did it?
No, you could still use it, but you couldn't open it properly. It was a bit of a pain.
Just
it was
sort
a
of
bit
stuck towards the top. So you could close it and it was dark. It was just like a slight gap.
Yeah. So that was fixed under warranty. No cost or anything like that. So perfect as you'd expect, which is really good. The second thing we had was the sink in the bathroom, which we'll show you now. And that basically, the little thing that holds the sink up, the magnetic clip, had just come off. It's glued on in either corner, and it had just come off. So we did our own repair on that because we were on holiday. We were up in Aberdeenshire, weren't we, in Royal Deeside?
Yes, we were, yeah.
So we went to the supermarket, bought some Loctite glue, dabbed that on it, held it on for 30 seconds, and hey presto, it worked. We're, 3-4 months later, it's still working perfectly. So
still fine, isn't it? Yeah.
The minor one, yeah. So very pleased with that. And the other one we had on the van when that failed was
the battery.
The battery. Oh yes, the battery. So you've probably seen, if you've seen our video when we were up at Culloden, you've seen the van stopped working, and we thought we had a problem with it not holding its charge. The battery had failed. We thought we left something on, the fridge on. It turns out that's not the case. You can't actually leave the fridge on by mistake in the van. It doesn't flatten your battery. That was just us getting confused.
Us.
Yeah, us. So it turns out that issue, which we'll again show you a clip of so you can see what we did in that one and where we pointed to it. The battery is under the passenger footwell on the Ducato, and somebody had been messing with it before the trip, and somebody had removed the quick release clip that holds it in place on the negative terminal and not really fastened it. And then it bounced off when we were driving along.
Yeah, we did hit a big bump, didn't we? And
we didn't realise. So when we pulled up on the campsite, we plugged into electric, we saw the battery wasn't connected. We realised straight away that we just needed to close the clamp on the battery.
Yeah.
So that might have been...
So that was user error, really.
From someone.
Yeah,
we don't know.
someone's user error.
Yeah,
You know,
no idea.
no fingers pointed here.
No. So that wasn't really an issue with the van, although we thought it was at the time. And the final one we had was, if you've seen our video on the smart vans, the control unit for my Auto Trail actually failed just recently, fortunately, a week before it was due to go in for its hab check, this year's hab check. So we contacted Auto Trail and rang them up, and they said if you speak to Sargent, who they make the control units, they'll be able to hopefully reset it for you online remotely. The tracker was still working, everything else was still working fine, just wouldn't communicate with the van, and it wouldn't turn the power on or off or anything like that, or give us the levels. So I contacted Sargent, spoke to a really helpful guy called Christian, and he tried to reset it for me overnight, but it didn't work. So I rang him back the next day, and he literally sent out in the post a new control unit for us. And because it was due to go in for its hab check, I took it again and asked them to do it while it was in for its hab check, and it was done, dusted. They updated it all, fantastic, all done for us. Again, free of charge, under warranty.
Great stuff.
So that is it for the ugly. Anything else you think of? That's it?
No.
Nothing else on the van whatsoever?
We can't... No.
No.
I genuinely... we had to really rack our brains for those, didn't we?
Yeah, the other thing with the Sargent control unit, that Sargent explained that they've upgraded the control unit. So the one on our van that was fitted from new, they've like modified new version that came out. So they said it should be much more robust in future. But again, it was all done under warranty. I gave the part to them. That was it, done. They gave it back to me, and I posted it back to Sargent. They came and collected it all free of charge, all covered by their postage costs and everything. So really impressed.
Very good.
But that's it for the ugly.
So the bad, and I feel bad saying the bad because it's not really bad things. It's just things that for us specifically, maybe we would have designed a little better or could be improved upon. So they're not bad things with the van, probably not an issue to other people, really just depends on how you're using it. First is the seat height for the passenger. Now, I am not a short person. I'm not. I'm 5'6". That is not short. However, I do find, I like to sit this way, but when travelling, my feet don't quite reach the floor, so you end up on tiptoes or just dangling. So we got this excellent invention, which is really just a cushion, and then you can put it on the floor that way or that way, and just gives a bit of a rest for your feet. Like something you'd have under the table under your computer at work, perhaps. Now, next one I'm told is just me and just a vanity thing. But I'm interested to see who else might have this issue. And it is the visor. Where's the mirror? Okay?
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a van, but still, ladies need vans. There's no mirror. How are you meant to check your hair, before filming commences? Obviously I haven't bothered today, but it's because there's no mirror. Next one is the dinette table. So brilliant in itself. However, if you've got 4 people and you want to eat down here, this person can't quite reach, and remember how short I am. Even this one is a little too far to reach. So I don't know what the solution is.
You seen that one? Can you reach?
Yeah, this one.
Oh yeah, perfect.
This one is fine. So it's really a perfect space for 2 or 3. And if
On this side?
2 of us, this side? No problem. Yeah, plenty of room. This side here, or even here. It's just kind of that one. So. And
it's because of the roof, isn't it? It's because of the roof, because the pop top, the ladder comes down there, so you can't have an extending table that comes out. That's why.
See, there's always a reason, isn't it? So you do need to eat in the back if there's 4 of you.
Yeah, or the person has a little tray on their lap there.
The person doesn't eat.
So for me, one of the frustrating things is the wardrobe hinges. It's a dead simple thing, and a lot of people have changed these and modified them as they go along. We haven't done it yet, but we're going to do it in the new year. So the wardrobe's fantastic. It sits above the fridge, loads of space in it. But the problem with it is, it goes to there, the hinges stop, and this one goes to there. So you can't actually easily get in and out of it. You can't, if you're wide like me, you can't get your arms in like a dinosaur. So if the hinges were on 180 degree or 178 degree hinges, it would open all the way back, and this side as well, you'd be able to access the wardrobe much better. So the other thing you can see, if I take the camera, thank you, inside it's quite dark because obviously the light then is blocked, so trying to see inside, the camera's actually compensating for it, but it's quite dark when you're trying to look at stuff. So you can see there's our stickers to show we've had a hub check done. But yeah, it's a really nice wardrobe. Just if you had 180-degree hinges on that rather than these 90-degree ones, it'd be much better. So one of the things in the rear lounge that is great is it has USB ports built into the roof up here. It's got 2 USB ports for charging your phones, etc. and things. It's really, really handy. The only problem is there's no shelf on this side. Nothing here whatsoever. There's actually a really useful shelf on the Adventure 65 just behind you, if you flip the camera around. So you can see there's this really brilliant shelf here, but there's no USB charging point. So very simple, a change, you could put a USB charging point in this light socket up here. And
that would make more sense.
Much more sense. You plug it up there as well. You'd have one on that side too. You can charge your things and rest them on there too.
So another little bugbear is the fridge. Absolutely nothing wrong with the fridge itself, just the light on it. If you're sleeping downstairs, it's really bright and blue, so it does give a bit of a kind of weird glow in this area. If we're sleeping downstairs, I sleep this side, and the first few times we did sleep down here, it was really distracting in the night, because obviously the blinds are so good and they sort of black out so much of the light. It's really, really dark, and then all you can see is this weird blue light kind of at the side here.
Can I just say I don't agree with this one whatsoever. The fridge is great, that's where we keep the beer.
Yeah, I know, as its use, I'm just saying, I have contemplated bringing post-it notes and covering them up.
I think you're right. I think on the later fridges, I think they've actually got a much better dimming facility in it. This one's quite bright, so I think the newer fridges, they've actually changed it. So the settings, when you change it, it does dim. When you press the button, it does dim, but I think on the later fridges, you can actually turn them down much, much more, so they're much dimmer at night. So that's a good point.
Yeah, it's only if you're sleeping down here and right next to it. Most of the time we're sleeping upstairs, so it's not really an issue. But
or if you're fussy. So the final thing on our bad list is the outside taps. So you've got the outside grey waste and freshwater waste taps on the side. Personally, I think they look ugly. I don't think they look particularly... The van looks really, really stylish, and these kind of stick out. They don't really sort of fit the look of the van, and the water doesn't come out particularly fast. So for me, I'd probably change them to make them look something a little bit smarter, maybe shorter, and maybe with a bit more of a wider bore, so they can release the water when you're draining them down a bit quicker. But that's pretty much it for the bad. Okay, so we're on to the good, and in fairness, the good list far outweighs the bad and the ugly, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll be boring you with the good list.
Yeah, sorry, there's no twist to the end of this video. The good list is fantastic. The first thing we want to talk about the Adventure, why we love it so much, is the distinct areas. It's got 3 or 4 distinct areas, depending on how you look at it, even 5 if you want to call the kitchen a distinct area. So the first one, your favourite, at the back is It's just the lounge, the rear lounge area. Which is fantastic. It's loads of space for entertaining, loads of space for sitting, relaxing, but also for sleeping. And the bed converts in seconds, doesn't it? It does. We timed it in our video, didn't we?
I think we might have done actually, yeah. But
15 seconds.
What I really like is that, yes, you can sleep down there, but also if you're not and you're sleeping in the pop top, which is obviously coming up on the list, you can just leave it. There's no messing around at bedtime. If you want to just go to bed, you just go to bed. So there's no faffing around with making and unmaking. I'm lazy like that.
We started off looking at a coach-built motorhome. We looked at sort of massive ones, thinking we did all these different spaces, and we realised that wouldn't fit our needs for what we wanted it for in terms of travelling and parking, etc., and where we wanted to go. So we wanted to go to a campervan, and then this fitted the bill perfectly. So you've got the rear lounge, you've got the front dinette, you've got a complete separate area for eating, plenty of space in there. You've got the bathroom, its own contained unit, and then upstairs you've got the pop top as well with a complete another bedroom that you can either use for sleeping in or use it for storage if you're not using it for sleeping. Yeah,
the good thing with the pop top is that if we are using the lounge area as bed, as the bed I should say, you can open the pop top and you can put all your bedding and sort of duvet pillows, everything up there to keep it out of the way. So when you're in the daytime, it's not, you're not having to move things around to use the van.
Absolutely, yeah. And also we've had from one person sleeping in the van on their own, me, or to up to 5 adults and 2 dogs in it, using an awning as well. So the van's so versatile. You can use it to sleep as many people as you want. The awning's a great alternative. A driveway awning stuck on the side with a bed in it or a pup tent inside it. It's fantastic. So the different distinct areas is one of our massive key goods.
Yeah. So next up, making the good list is the amount of storage that we have in the van.
Absolutely stacks of it. There's 9 lockers from memory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep.
Count.
9 lockers. Loads of underspace storage in the front of the van. In the back of the van, we use it as our garage. There's loads of cupboard space. Absolutely fantastic. We thought getting a van we'd be struggling with space when we first got it. We've been blown away. We struggled to fill it. On our 17-day tour in Scotland, we used pretty much every cupboard, but the rest of the time, especially for weekends away, half of it's not even full.
No, from when we went away on that trip, we put so much stuff in thinking that we'd run out or we wouldn't be able to take it all, and actually we came back with, you know, like clothes and towels and bedding and stuff that, we could have left, left at home.
The next good one on our list is the heating. I love the heating system on this van.
I love the heating system on this van.
It's so easy to use. It's really, really clever as well. It's a Truma system on this one. The later vans have got a Whale system, which are very similar. But this, on our van, it's a Truma system, and it's brilliant. It heats the water, hot water, and also the blown air central heating. It's got 4 vents, one in the front of the van, one in the bathroom, and then 2 in the rear lounge. And the great thing with it is it heats up the van very quickly, and it creates obviously hot air rises up to the pop top, so it heats the pop top as well when you've got the flap open when you're sleeping up there. Some other features on it too, which are particularly good. Obviously, ours is the Truma system, so it's got remote functionality, so you can control it from an app on your phone. We're going to release a full video on that in the new year to talk about how it works. But it means you can lie in bed, get the app up on your phone, and then tell it to turn the heating on, which is
So by the time we come down, go in the bathroom, it's toasty warm.
Mollie's a little bit warm, and she's usually trying to shout at us to let her out. But yeah, no, it's absolutely brilliant. Love it.
So also on the good list is the bed arrangement and the comfiness and quality of the beds, either in the back or up in the pop top. Yeah, we did a whole video on the beds, didn't we? But really can't fault them. Good, decent bed. Doesn't feel like you're camping or compromising on comfort at all wherever you sleep, does it? No,
not at all. No, and as long as you set them up right in the first place. It does take a bit of getting used to. So if you watch our other video on that, you'll see how. We'll put a link up in the description somewhere at the top so you can see it if you want to find out how. But it's really, really good. Set them up right, and the beds are fantastic. So next on the good list is the cooking facilities. The kitchen arrangement is fantastic. Never had one before. It's our first one, but we think it's brilliant. 2-burner hob, grill, oven, which we've never used, but they're great for storing your Rich Monkey in and other things. Sink, everything works perfectly. It's ideal for what we use it for. We cook inside when it's winter a little bit, but we tend to cook most of the time outside with the barbecue or the cob, which you've probably seen from other videos. But it's a really neat setup. It's not too big. Originally, the other van we looked at had 3-burner hob, but it stuck out right into the galley and made the room even smaller. So it's a perfect compromise between size, space, and cooking ability.
I very much like the cooking arrangement in this van, because it is that if we're in the van, Ian does the cooking, so it's always worked for me.
Yes, I'm learning new recipes all the time from beyond pasta and garlic bread.
And barbecues.
Yeah.
So the bathroom, high up on the good list, it's nice and self-contained, warm with the heater that goes in there. Got the cabinet with cupboards for storage, and then a couple of extra shelves as well. The shower as well, which I've recently learnt there's a trigger you can keep it on, because that was potentially going to be on the bad list, but we've recently learnt that you can keep the trigger on all of the time. Somebody wasn't telling me that, in case they used up all the water. But
the water would be gone after the first shower, so the whole van. But no, the bathroom is brilliant. I love it. It's really good. Self-contained, as Caroline said. Nice and warm in the winter, and also use it as a drying room for wet stuff too, with that blown air heating. It's really nice and cosy. Sink's really neat as well. Well designed bathroom. Another really good thing on the van is the number of plug sockets and USBs it's got as standard. I know I complained before about not having one in the right place in the back, but in fairness, it's got USBs everywhere. It's got 2 in the back, 2 in the front, 4 in the pop-top lights, which we only discovered recently. So you've got 8 USBs in the van, usable. You've got 4 plug sockets, 3-pin plug sockets as well. 1 in the front, 1 in the kitchen, 2 in the back. And then you've also got USB in the Ducato bit at the front. So it's got loads of connections for charging your things if you need to when you're on the go.
So the fly screens and blinds are really, really good. And this was one of the major things for me in the van. I didn't want curtains. I didn't want fussy curtains or curtains getting in the way. But so these perfect fit blinds that just pull up, really good blackout. And the fact that they've got the fly screens as well, and you can open the windows and use the fly screens, is brilliant. And particularly the big one along the the sliding side door. That one's great in the summer, and also is good because you can have the door open and Mollie doesn't escape. I mean, I'm sure she could run through it. She's just not figured that out yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure I trust that with because it's quite, you want to break it.
No.
But it's brilliant for keeping stuff out. You can sit quite comfortably, have your dinner, have the massive door open, and stop any bugs or beasties getting in.
Yeah, and you don't feel quite so exposed.
No.
If you're somewhere parked and you just want the door open and you're just having your lunch or something, but it's maybe not as private as you might like. It just does have that bit of screen as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Very good. Well, I must admit, the blinds particularly, they're so easy to use. You just click them up and down. There's no faff whatsoever. Really nice and neat.
Yeah, very neat. Yeah.
Getting towards the end of the good list now, and for me, one of the massive benefits of this van is the tech it's got on it. We spoke before about the Truma system having its remote control system for the boiler and the hot water. The My Auto Trail system it's got built into the van as standard. It's got factory fit tracker. It's got so much tech on it as standard. It puts a lot of cars to shame. Or even our house as well. It's got lots of smart functionality, so it's really impressive. Another thing I really like as well is the style of the van. So many people compliment us when we arrive somewhere saying how nice it looks with the graphics and the style of the van.
Yeah. And
people don't realise it's a pop top. You turn up and you pop the roof up and they always come over and talk to you and have a look at it. I guess because pop tops are quite new, but the van does look really stylish. I know it sounds a bit shallow, but it's one of the things we wanted, wasn't it? We wanted the van to look nice as well as be practical, just because we changed a car to get this. That was a bit different.
The rest of the time we're not using it. It's parked outside our house.
Yeah, so you want something that looks nice. So. Yeah, and then finally the drive as well. Really like the drive of the van. It drives really well. You think you've got a big heavy cumbersome vehicle, but it's not. It's 6-speed manual gearbox. It handles really well. The design and layout of everything inside. There's very few rattles, isn't there?
Yes, yeah, very comfy to be a passenger. Obviously, I won't comment on the driving.
No, but it's really nice to drive. So nice to drive, nice to look at, plenty of tech. Ideal vehicle for me, to be honest. Okay, so the final good thing on our good list is one thing, and it's the van has given us, and it's basically given us freedom. That's probably the best way to describe it. I was going to say memories and sound really cheesy and corny, but it's given us freedom, hasn't it? It has given us memories, which fantastic memories since we've had it. But the freedom to go off whenever we want, to do what we want within reason, and explore. It's just been fantastic. Every single thing we wanted from the van, it's delivered.
I think particularly over the last 18 months of COVID restrictions and travel, we've not really felt comfortable, maybe travelling in the usual ways that we have done previously. So to know that you can go and you're self-contained. And a major thing for me is going and staying somewhere and actually knowing what you're getting because it's your van.
Yeah.
We've been away, we booked something last minute previously and it's turned out to be not as great as we'd wanted.
No, so it's really good. You know what you're getting exactly as Caroline says, so no, it's excellent. And that is pretty much it from our good list. So we'll move on to our conclusion. Okay, so we said we've gone through the good, the bad and the ugly in reverse order. We've had the van for over 2 seasons. One thing I didn't mention on the van, particularly on the good side, is how hard wearing it is. The fit and finish of the van is really, really good, the quality. Something I didn't mention in the good list, but it's something that you take for granted. I mean, I've caught a few times the cupboards with my watch and stuff. It doesn't leave a mark. It's really hard wearing. Everything looks like it's brand new inside, but again, it's really, really good after 2 seasons of use.
Yeah. I mean, we've used it a lot. We've taken Mollie with us.
Yeah.
It's been used,
properly,
hasn't it?
Properly
used.
Yeah. As a van should, as the vehicle should, and we've got lots more trips planned for it as well. So our final verdict and rating of the van. Well, the first question you asked me the other day, and we both asked each other, what would we change it for? And the answer was nothing.
Can't find anything else.
Literally, there's nothing else that compares with it. We can't find anything else that fits our needs and our criteria in the same way.
I mean, not that we're looking, but you're always window shopping, aren't you?
We're
always interested. We'd be interested to, to try and see how things compare. But when Ian was really keen on the bike that we reviewed, the van that we reviewed for the bikes, we were, even that was a bit like, oh well, it's not got this, it's not got that. But
so no, this fits the bill perfectly for us. So no, I really enjoyed it. So our final rating, our final Vantastic verdict out of stars. How do we give it after 2 seasons of use? It's got to be 5 stars. Thank you very much, Auto Trail. You've absolutely delivered on what we wanted.
Still 5 stars.
In our head, on paper, before we bought it, it's exactly what we wanted, and it's delivered every single bit of it. So we absolutely love the van to pieces. So I really hope you've enjoyed watching this video and seen how we've got on after 2 years of use of it. We've got lots more trips planned. We've got a couple more videos in December coming up, hopefully a travel one next week, and then we've got a Christmas special, a New Year special, and we'll talk to you about what we've got coming up in 2022 as well.
Wow, 2022.
So yeah, thanks again for watching. 1,000 subscribers, hopefully. Next stop, I don't know.
1 million in retirement for Caroline. Yeah.
I was going to say 1,001, but anyway. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
So just so you're not disappointed in this video, it's all about the Campervan. Here's a gratuitous shot of Mollie and also a beer. Hello Mollie. This is Eastgate, again from Wheatwood Brewery, local one. This is Eastgate, named after the Eastgate clock in Chester. The second most famously pictured clock, photographed clock, either in the UK or the world. Can't quite remember, after Big Ben. I'm sure Google will tell you. Eastgate, very nice beer. Cheers.